So Neil, a defeat on your last away game as a Marine manager. What did you make of that performance today?
Bit in and out. I think in the games that we've lost this season, it's been a little bit us where, we give them a set piece away. We talked, no one needs to highlight, Chester's threat from set pieces, particularly one player who we thought was excellent. And we didn't deal with it. We went a goal down early doors, and then we've hit the post ourselves. Then huffed and puffed really first half. Thought they were the better team. Although there wasn't much in the game, but once they'd scored, I thought they managed the game quite economical in a way. And then second half, we sorted ourselves out a little bit better defensively, a little bit more on the front foot. But again, we weren't creating nothing of real note. And then obviously we went forward a little bit. Last 20 minutes, was it 25 minutes? Pushed people on. Finn's got a good goal, good finish. And then Chris Doyle nearly got us a point. But, I think that a little bit, said to the players, a little bit of story of our season. The teams that are in and around the playoffs who've done really well, not the full-time teams. They have a way of economically, getting through games. They're consistent in what they do. They don't always have to be, great on the eye. They find a way of doing things. And as I say, we kept going. That's us. We kept going. It was, a half-decent performance. I just wish they believe in themselves a little bit more. I think a bit more belief in that group and be a bit more consistent at doing the same things more often. Who knows? We could have had a top-half finish, whatever. But it is what it is. We've had a great season. Lads have been fantastic. And in terms of losing a game of football away from home, for that to be my last one, why not here?
Yeah, was that something you can take, a positive thing you can take from the game, that the lads never really gave in today? They fought till the last whistle, and then they got the goal from Finn, and then it just proved to be too little too late. But the fight was there throughout the game, I thought.
I think they've done that all season. Obviously you'll get games, and every club has games where the team doesn't turn up for one reason or another. But our group have given everything, for the team, for the supporters, for the football club. I can't knock them. As I said then, I just wish they believe in themselves a little bit more. The better, and they've been very good, but they're better than what some of the performances show. And I don't mean that as in any disrespect. I just think there's more in the tank from a few of them, and it might be a confidence issue. And the young players, and let's be honest, there's not many of our lads actually played at this level, so it's new to them. But hopefully next season they'll be able to build on this season. Nothing to be scared of. We've played Chorley in the playoffs. Very good side. We've come here, another very good side in the playoffs. Cairns and Ashton. So we've played all these teams, and it's not been luck that we're still in games, or we're winning games, like as we have with the likes of Cairns. But they just got to believe themselves a little bit more that they can get that consistency level. And we do that consistency level, and we cut out silly errors, then who knows?
Do you think that will come, Neil, the belief next season?
I don't know. I mean, from my personal perspective, I wish for the lads that they do. I think a lot of them are very young. Hopefully the lads that are here will take on board what we're saying and not just see it as words, because it's not just words. We don't scream and shout. I do have my moments, but we very rarely scream and shout, because I know effort-wise they give their all, but I think technically they can be better than what they are showing. And that's not because they don't want to show it. I just think it's a little bit of confidence. And I think if you get that little bit more out of them, get them a bit more confidence, usually comes with age, but you never know. But coming to places like that and putting in half-decent performances and finishing like we have done over the last, whatever it is, 15, 16 games, will give them great confidence.
Yeah, and today, I think there was spells where they showed the confidence, and then for the majority of the 90 minutes, away from the Chester goals, I think it was a pretty even game. And then perhaps the disappointing thing was with the two goals were extremely difficult ones to concede, really, from a set piece. The corners, we know how good they are, and then the over-the-top ball, which we seem to struggle with a lot today, the over-the-top balls. Is that disappointing from today?
It's very disappointing for me, because obviously we talked about Harrison. I mean, it's easy for me to talk about it. Someone's got to do the job of marking him. But again, I think you've got to find a way yourself. Just if someone's better than you in the air, or stronger than you in the air, then you've got to find a way. And how you find a way is by bringing somebody else in, doubling up on him, because that was the ball all the time. You know, there was nobody really else from a set piece that they were aiming to hit. He's very good, and he's had one, he's had another one just over the bar. So you've got to deal with that, and that's the bit I'm talking about there, the little fine tuning bits that I'm talking about, but you've got to want to do that, and you've got to want to pull people around you. I get where we are nowadays is very different to when, you know, I started doing this job. People are different, players are different, lads are different, society's different. But believe in yourself and believe that you've got more to offer, because they all have. And I mean that in the nicest way, because they've been absolutely fantastic for me.
Yeah, just last, Neil, those fans over there, I think there was 366, I think the number was today. When you first joined the club, you were doing well to get 20 or so, weren't we? But now, how great was it to see all those on your last away day today?
It's incredible for me personally. Only thing that was missing, obviously, was a result. You know, to come to a place where I've got so many fond memories. You know, to come here and win 3 championships as the first manager of the new Chester. You know, records that still stand today at this level of football. You know, it's a brilliant day, and then to see. For me personally, I think it's a top and tail in the fact that, you know, we played Warrington my first game was Warrington away, when I first arrived, and to play them the other day and to be able to win, you know, near the end of the season, and then to come back to the club where, for me in football before the came to Marine, was you know, not just the football memories, it was the best memories of, you know, of your life as well. To come here and then to see 350, 360, whatever the number was of Marine fans, that was more than our home gate, you know, when we first come to the club. And to be singing all the way through the game, I could hear them all the way through the game. And they